pasó? Thought I was your only vato. Hey baby, ¿qué pasó? Won't you give me un beso? Hey baby, ¿qué pasó? Thought I was your only vato. Hey baby, ¿qué pasó? Please don't leave me de ese modo.
Traditional art can do many different things. Make a statement about political and social problems, unite a family, or reinforce group identity. These traditional artistic expressions can also bring past histories into the present.
Murals are an excellent way to pass on some of these traditions and some of these legends, some of these stories. And it's effective because they're in public places, accessible to everyone. So it reaches literally thousands upon thousands of people. And so it's a way to bring some of this identity, some of this history to the new generations.
Carlos Callejo was born in El Paso in 1951 and moved to Los Angeles as a teenager. The political climate of the late 1960s motivated much of Carlos's work.
During that time, we were experiencing a lot of turmoil. Vietnam War was going on. There was a lot of issues of police brutality. In my particular community, those issues were very prevalent, along with not just the Vietnam War, but also the high death rate of Chicanos dying in Vietnam. So the mural movement is very much rooted into your political reality.
You know, you have to understand that the mural art is a little different from easel painting. Easel painting is basically a person's personal endeavor, a view of how that person views the exterior world. While on the other hand, a mural painting is actually kind of more of a community art project. The art is basically becomes like a tool to portraying the struggles, the aspirations, the needs of that particular community.
Along the border, young people known as cholos also express themselves through murals. Just as the turmoil of the late 1960s and early 70s influenced Carlos, the political reality of today is central to the art of the cholos.
Al principio nosotros empezamos a hacer murales de nosotros mismos, nuestra forma de vida, los problemas del barrio. Después, eso fue la primera fase. Después tuvimos otra fase que empezamos a tomar problemas sociales, empezamos a hacer algo por nuestra comunidad. Los principales problemas que hay en el barrio y nosotros los ponemos en los murales es la represión policíaca, el rechazo social, la ignorancia que tienen hacia nosotros.
At the festival, members of the Cholo group, Brigada por la Paz, spoke about their lives and their art.
Bueno, nosotros con los murales damos a conocer a la gente cosas que no se pueden decir abiertamente con palabras, cosas que si las decimos abiertamente se nos reprime la policía, la sociedad, la gente en general. Toda la gente lo puede ver, no tenemos que andar diciéndolo a cada persona en secreto, así lo ponemos en un muro y toda la gente que pase lo ve y se da cuenta del problema.
Many different forms of expression flourish on the border. Lowriders express themselves through their cars, which are decorated and lowered to ride inches above the ground.
It's all about getting low, a lot of chrome, a lot of brilliant colors to bring out, again, our festive spirit inside and to show the world, you know, we're here. Hey, it's kind of a statement, you know, the slow and low, the slow cruise, just so people can see you. It's kind of a statement that, you know, take a look, I'm here. This is my beautiful culture. This is the part of the United States culture that I am part of, and here I am.
Romy Fias of El Paso, Texas, has been a member of the Slow and Low car club since he was a teenager. At the festival, Romy explained what slow and low means to him.
The lowrider clubs function as a family. I'd have to say the best way to describe the way our clubs function is as a family. The car becomes our expression, our canvas, if you will, both inside and out. Before I got involved with slow and low, before I got involved with lowriding, I ran around with a couple of gangs over from East and from Central El Paso. Fortunately for me, there was a group of friends involved with this car club, which was established approximately 2 years earlier. These friends had also been gang members that turned away from the violence, and they invited me to turn away from the violence with them. And I got involved. Year after year, getting deeper and deeper into the club. You create something. You create a brand new family, so to speak. There's nothing they won't do for me, and there's nothing I won't do for them. It's a lot of the same mentality that the gangs like to claim, but in the car club, it's for real.
Many forms of traditional art address the social problems of the border. El Taller Universitario de Teatro, a theater group based in Mexicali, Baja California, perform a play on the maquiladora industry.
Soy máquina.
I am a machine.
No, no soy máquina.
No, I am not a machine.
Trabajo frente a una pared que me mira interrogante.
I work in front of a wall that looks at me asking me questions.
Nunca debía haber aceptado este trabajo.
Ya, ¿qué empiezan a decir? Ni nada de andar protestando ni pidiendo aumento de sueldos, porque el recorte de personal viene muy duro y no vaya a ser que les toque a ustedes.
Sí, cuidadito para andar con los sindicatos, ¿sí? O andar pidiendo aumento de salario. Oh.
Los sindicatos se vuelven un tema prohibido. Ni se les ocurra formar uno, porque de la noche a la mañana pueden desaparecer toda una maquiladora.
Todo esto somos en Mexicali. Y más que habremos de ser mañana, porque todo está cambiando. Dejamos de ser así para ser de otra manera, cada vez diluyéndonos más y cada vez tomando más forma, porque pues eso es la frontera, mito y realidad, puente y alambrada también, lugar de tránsito y muro impenetrable.
Mexicali se dobla con la crisis, pero no se quiebra.
Mexicali se dobla con la crisis, pero no se quiebra. Mexicali se dobla con la crisis, pero no se quiebra. Mexicali se dobla con la crisis, loco, pero no se quiebra, homie.
Mexicali se dobla con la crisis, pero no se quiebra.
Gavilán, 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 te llevaste mi polla, gavilán. Si tú vuelves mi polla para atrás, yo te doy todito el gallinero. Gavilán, gavilán, gavilán.
Along the border, music often brings a family together. At the festival, the Layton family from Elsa, Texas, shared their music as well as their family memories.
I am the only daughter of a family of 4, and being from siblings of migrant families, I was not allowed to play with my brothers. I used to sit back in the back porch of my parents' houses while my brothers would practice, and I would listen to them play nightly. They would practice, my brothers would practice. Every evening after supper, they'd go out there. I'd do the dishes in a hurry, and I'd go out there and as a result, I learned how to sing.
Ya llegó, cerca el bailador. Llegó, cerca el bailador. Ya llegó, cerca el bailador. Allá en la sala de libertad. Ya llegó, cerca el bailador. Para bailar me gusta más. Ya llegó, cerca el bailador. Nunca has percibido, es un buen amigo. Y me lleva al baile porque yo divino. Ese bailador tiene corazón y es enamorado, pero de amor.
When we got started, I was 7 years old, and Renee was 9, and Tony was 11. The the very first time that we played as Los Hermanitos Lagan was 4 houses down the street. It was a baptism party, you know, and we played in a garage, and that was our debut. What I try to do with my accordion playing, I try to make it as happy as possible, alegre, you know. And sometimes when there's a little interlude between the singing, I get a little chance, a couple of bars, a couple of beats to do whatever I feel I want to do, and I do that.
At the age of 11, I did my first performance in public, and the rest is history. I am now approaching 41, and I am still singing with my brothers.
Music has always been a part of Carmen Moreno's family. Both her parents were professional musicians who sang rancheras.
So I was raised in the mariachi, and I also started at the age of 11, and I was, I also started singing like you did. Somebody said, "Hey, little girl, I'll pay you to sing a couple." I went to ask my dad for some money for the show, and then there was a little old man there. They were singing at a beer garden bar, and so this man said, "Do you know how to sing, little girl?" And I go, "Yeah." And it's the song I learned how to sing. My first song was. Like yours was Aguanta Corazón. Mine was Arráncame el Corazón.
Isn't that great? And my song goes... I'm just learning about her history too.
Carmen has a history of music in her family, and her music is filled with history.
Now I'm going to sing a song about the Mexican Revolution, which is a very subject very close to my heart. My father was in the Mexican Revolution. Because my grandfather was a full-blooded Yaqui Indian. And so my father had, and my grandmother was a French refugee, but my father was dark and had the Yaqui features, like I do. But anyhow, they conscripted him into the División de los Yaquis, in the Yaqui division in the Revolutionary Army, and in order to whittle down and weed out the Yaqui population, they conscripted these Yaquis to go to the front lines, and they drafted my father. He was only 15 and a half, and he was sent to fight with General Carranza.
This is called El Teniente y González, the Lieutenant and González, and the story goes. Y Allende se despidió con 21 años cabales, gratos recuerdos dejó al pueblo y a los rurales. From Allende he said goodbye, 21 years completed. He left a lot of pleasant memories to the town and to the rurales. Rurales are like the federal troops. And he says, Arnulfo was sitting down, and at that time a lieutenant go by, and the lieutenant says, "Hey, what are you looking at?" And Arnulfo says, "Sight's a very natural thing." And the lieutenant got very angry and hit Arnulfo in his face with his gun, hit him in the face, and pulled out his gun, threatening him. And so he put his gun back in his holster and walked off, and then Arnulfo says, "Hey, wait a minute, you need my answer." So anyhow, here we go. Y Allende se despidió con 21 años cabales, gratos recuerdos dejó al pueblo y a los rurales. Estaba Arnulfo sentado y en eso pasó un rural. Le dice, oiga que me ve, la vista es muy natural.
Through music, drama, and visual images, traditional art powerfully expresses identity along the border.